There are many myths and misconceptions about the Salem Witch Trials, and today I'm going to discuss a few on the Salem Witch-Hunt Daily Report for February 20th, 2024. In Salem, those convicted of witchcraft were not burned alive or dead. They were instead executed by hanging. I'll read from the death warrant of Bridget Bishop as an example. This is dated June 8th, 1692. To George Corwin, gentleman, High Sheriff of the County of Essex, greeting. Whereas Bridget Bishop, alias Oliver, the wife of Edward Bishop of Salem in the County of Essex, Sawyer, at a special court of Oyer and Terminer, held at Salem the second day of this instant month of June for the counties of Essex, Middlesex, and Suffolk, before William Stoughton, Esquire, and his associates, justices of the said court, was indicted and arraigned upon 5 several indictments for using, practicing, and exercising on the 19th day of April last past, and divers other days and times, before and after, certain acts of witchcraft in and upon the bodies of Abigail Williams, Ann Putnam Jr., Mercy Lewis, Mary Walcott, and Elizabeth Hubbard of Salem Village, single women, whereby their bodies were hurt, afflicted, pined, consumed, wasted, and tormented, contrary to the form of the statute in that case made and provided, to which indictments the said Bridget Bishop pleaded not guilty, and for trial thereof put herself upon God and her country, whereupon she was found guilty of the felonies and witchcrafts whereof she stood indicted, and sentence of death accordingly passed against her as the law directs, execution whereof yet remains to be done. These are therefore, in the name of their Majesties William and Mary, now King and Queen over England, etc., to will and command you, that upon Friday next, being the 10th day of this instant month of June, between the hours of 8 and 12 in the afternoon of the same day, you safely conduct the said Bridget Bishop, alias Oliver, from their Majesties' jail in Salem, aforesaid, to the place of execution, and there cause her to be hanged by the neck until she be dead, and of your doings herein make return to the clerk of the said court, and hereof you are not to fail at your peril. And this shall be your sufficient warrant given under my hand and seal at Boston the 8th day of June in the 4th year of the reign of our sovereign Lord and Lady William and Mary, now King and Queen over England, etc., Anno Domini 1692, William Stoughton. And here's the officer's return, June 10th, 1692. According to the within written precept, I have taken the body of the within named Bridget Bishop of their Majesties' jail in Salem, and safely conveyed her to the place provided for her execution, and caused the said Bridget so to be hanged by the neck until she was dead, and buried in the place, all which was according to the time within required, and so I make return by me, George Corwin, Sheriff. Another misconception is that those who confessed were spared. In reality, Samuel Wardwell, a confessor, was hanged September 22nd, 1692. A further 7 confessors were slated to be executed February 1st, 1693, but the governor granted them a reprieve. The condemned confessors were Rebecca Eames, Abigail Faulkner Sr., Dorcas Hoare, Abigail Hobbs, Elizabeth Johnson Jr., Mary Post, and Sarah Wardwell. The fact that no confessor who didn't recant, as Samuel Wardwell did, was actually executed does not change the fact that several were going to be hanged if the court of Oyer and Terminer had remained established in 1693 with the rules applied in 1692. Yeah, sometimes confessors were pushed toward the back of the line, but that was because their testimony helped confirm the guilt of others accused of witchcraft. But they were going to be executed February 1st, 1693, until Governor Phipps stepped in and stopped the hangings. A third and final misconception for today is that Tituba practiced voodoo or another form of magic with the girls of Salem Village. This is a myth conjured up by Arthur Miller in the Crucible and spread through popular media, and this is unfortunately many people's introduction to the witch hunt, and often the only thing people remember about the Salem witch hunt is the Crucible. However, there is no evidence of Tituba practicing magic except the one time when she or her husband baked a witch cake to identify who was bewitching the children in the minister's household. But that was English magic used on instructions from an English woman and not of Tituba and John's own accord. No legal record or contemporary account of the witch hunt indicates Tituba actually practiced any form of magic. When John Hale mentions an afflicted girl trying to use a Venus glass to identify the occupation of her future husband and instead seeing a coffin, he makes no mention of Tituba. And again, the Venus glass was a European import, not voodoo. In the real world, Tituba was innocent of witchcraft and innocent of corrupting the children. As she said in her testimony, she loved the children. It's time to put things right for Tituba. It's time to clear her of the stain of witchcraft. She had nothing to do with it. She deserves a clean slate. She deserves an apology. That's all for today's Salem Witch-Hunt Daily Report. Tune in tomorrow to hear how Governor William Phips explained the witch hunt to the King and Queen, William and Mary. Have a great today and a beautiful tomorrow.